Hello everybody, I'm Fooly back with another wonderful series that I'm starting up called Fully Invested. And this is going to be a wonderful series in which I go through movies I've recently watched, or any other games, anything along those lines, anything I've recently completed that I think needs a genuine review at the end of it of how I thought about it and what I'm going to do going forward with the series, if I'm going on to the next one, anything of the sort. But today's a very special day because me and the fiance got to go see the new Super Mario Bros. Movie in theater opening day, and it was fantastic. Now, for everybody who didn't know, there was actually a Super Mario Bros. Movie that was released in 1993. Most regarded, as you can see from the reviews, as absolutely terrible. I, like Moist Critical, look back on this movie very fondly. I know how terrible it is. I despise the directors for what they have done to it. But the actors pulled their weights and they made the best of the things that they were given. I wholeheartedly believe that they gave it their all, and I cannot knock them for that. So in my heart, I can suggest nobody go to rewatch this movie, but I will. And if you're one of those other people out there who loves it, cherish it. Cherish it deep down in your soul, because so many other people absolutely despise it. Now, we went to go see the Super Mario Bros. Movie today, made by the company Illumination, same people responsible for Minions and all the other sorts. The animation quality in this movie is absolutely spectacular. From what you can see in the trailers, no matter what was going on in the trailers in the background or anything, the movie, when you're in the theater, is absolutely gorgeous. It is perfect. You're looking at it on the screen, and it is amazing. Every detail is crisp, everything on each person's clothing, their textures, if they're wearing accessories, items have different textures. And it zooms in at certain points and you can really feel the detail on those items. Now, besides the animation, the soundtrack is good, but also sketchy in some parts, because there's random rock in there that doesn't seem to quite fit. I can kind of get it, but I kind of can't. I don't know why they added that stuff in there. There probably would better places and things for that. There's definitely better songs in the Mario universe for that, but you do get plenty of the original Mario soundtracks in this, and that's the next best thing about this movie. The movie itself is chock full of so many references from every single Mario series. The only thing I wish is, deep down in my heart, I feel like there could have been more Super Mario Sunshine references. But honestly, it's not too big of a deal. If you go and see it, I can tell you the amount of things I wasn't expecting to see just in the background or going along the way. They handled it perfectly. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about was Chris Pratt's voice. I voiced concerns on one of the earliest podcasts when I found out that Chris Pratt was voicing Mario. I thought that I don't think he can do it. I'm not sure that it's possible for him to be any good about it. And it discouraged me from enjoying the movie fully at the time. Over time, I settled with it. I calmed down to it. Watched the Lego Movie again. He's perfect voicing in there. It didn't matter. It wasn't going to bother me. I settled those feelings before I walked into the theater today. And it's something that some may have to deal with, because some of the complaints were that Chris Pratt wasn't going to be a good Mario. Wholeheartedly, I think every single voice actor pulls their weight on this, and it's a fantastic film, especially if you're going with your family. If you're an old head who's played so many Super Mario games, then you're going to feel right at home at the things that you can catch along the way. If not, you are going to have a great time. If you even remotely know who Mario is, you will have a great time. The kids will have a great time. I feel that the complaints that the critics were giving it were not in the right place. I believe the problem with critics is that now you start to break down every single aspect of a movie instead of just sitting down and enjoying it for what it is. Did they sit down at this movie with a curiosity, a childlike wonder that I had? I sat down wondering, could they bring one of my favorite series to life on a screen when they failed in the past? Though it was live action, and it probably would have been something else if the directors were different. At that point, it was hard to say whether I thought that it would be a good project or anything. But when the first sequence boots up into the movie and you see Shigeru Miyamoto and you see our wonderful original voice actor for Mario, both of their names up on the screen, right there, just saying that it's a passion project, not a passion project, but just it was directed and made by them. You feel it. You feel that calm rush over you. You know these names. You're like, oh yeah, we're in good hands. And wholeheartedly perfect. I'm assuming that the original voice actor for Mario, which I still can't think of his name. Here, hold on. Let's see. Let's view all the cast. Ah, yes, Christopher Meledandri. Him and Shigeru Miyamoto were producers on the entire thing. They were fantastic. Let me talk about each of them as well. I'm pretty sure Christopher played one of... I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm going to give as little detail as possible. I've already talked about Chris Pratt. Princess Peach. I've seen Anna Taylor-Joy in several other movies. I always find her great as an actor. Voice acting, I was actually very surprised how well she portrayed the role. I don't know if she had done any voice acting in the past, but she was very good at making sure that her voice was... When she needed to convey emotion, I felt it. It was great. Charlie Day. Charlie Day is fantastic. I always loved Charlie Day. I've seen all of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Loved him in Pacific Rim. The vast majority of his work I've seen and loved to no end. His Luigi is what it's perfect. It's a Luigi's voice. It's when something goes from animation to live action, but it's done correctly, and you wonder, oh yeah, well this person voices this person, but is it going to sound right when it's in the movie form? Yes. This one, wholeheartedly, it feels like Charlie Day is just another representation of Luigi's voice, even though we've had Luigi voices in the past. It's perfect. The tone is great. He's already sort of nasally as well. It all synchronizes perfectly. And his emotions that he's giving throughout the scenes and everything, spot on. Love Charlie Day to death. Let's see. Jack Black. Perfect Bowser. Loved him. They gave him a couple of musical notes. That's not something that I need to worry about. He's a musical man, and he has his own band. I don't know why I'm rhyming. I don't know why I ended the rhyme either. That's going to be just a weird, disjointed part. Anyways, Jack Black is perfect for this part. I knew they were going to have him sing in some shape or form, because he always sings in whatever he is in. So I'm proud that they utilized Jack Black's ability to be serious and silly at the same time perfectly. That's always what it felt like Bowser was, is that he was a serious villain, but he has silly motives. Keegan-Michael Key is Toad. Oh my god. So many times I laughed at what Toad was saying. It was absolutely glorious. Just everything... Oh, Charles Martinet was the original voice. Christopher Meledandri. I can't remember what he... I can't remember what he was doing. Anyways, Keegan-Michael Key, perfect. I appreciate him as Toad. It really, really rung true to the part. And with Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, he does do his silly laugh every once in a while, but he really plays the character well. Donkey Kong has always felt like the sillier one of the bunch. Cranky Kong's always complaining, which also Fred Armisen does perfectly. But Seth Rogen also plays a fantastic Donkey Kong. I can say that he did it very well in this movie. It was very nice. Each character really feels embodied by the voices that they were given. I hope that this leads to more Nintendo movies coming out, because if they're going to use Illumination like this, I have high hopes for them. The only other thing that I can say before we go is, if I had to give a score, a genuine score to this, I don't think I can give a score like anybody else for a review. I can say wholeheartedly at the end of this movie that I want to own it on a physical disc. I want to go out so I have the option to rewatch it all the time. I don't get to say that very much anymore, because we live in a streaming society in which, when's the last time you needed to go get one of your favorite movies that wasn't on a streaming service? Sure, it's pretty rare now because most movie rights are belonging to one of the big three. So, I don't know. This movie feels special to me, as if it's a love letter to a lot of aspects of the entire series. Every reference, everything about it just screams, we took the time and energy to make sure that you guys didn't bite our heads off. So, I say you definitely need to watch it if you love Super Mario Bros. I also say that don't go into it expecting the world. Mario has always been simple, and it will always remain simple. No matter what any of the professional critics or anybody says, if you want a genuine childhood experience, I think you should go see this movie. And if you loved it so much that you wanted to buy it too, subscribe. And with that, I think I'm done. Other than that, if I don't see you in the next video, I hope you have a good afternoon, good evening, and a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.